While the tax cuts have been welcomed, the Bundaberg Council is disappointed the region missed out on any major infrastructure funding. $550 million will go towards improving rural health, $75 billion for roads, rail and airports, and a further $200 million for safety works on the Bruce Highway. A scene of carnage and devastation. One car folded in half, the other crumpled and unrecognisable. Emergency services were called just before 4:30 yesterday afternoon. Crews worked for some time to free both men trapped in the cars. It's one of Bundaberg's most iconic landmarks, and soon the interior will be unrecognisable. Bundaberg Brewed Drinks is currently booming overseas, especially in America. The 23-year-old Agnes Waterman is expected to face Bundaberg Magistrates Court tomorrow morning, charged with attempted robbery, use or threatened violence whilst armed. Last night, his normally quiet Wednesday was anything but when Jeremy alleges he was held at knife point. Emergency services were called to the scene just before 5:30 yesterday afternoon after reports two cars had collided head-on and one of the cars had caught fire, trapping two people inside. Those two people died at the scene. And while the animal shows do draw big crowds, it's Sideshow Alley and the rides that always prove most popular. This piece of art has a rather long and mysterious history. 2 weeks ago, it arrived here at the Bundaberg Lifeline Superstore.
It came to our possession by an anonymous donor, person who walked in through the door with it and dropped it at the counter.
Upon doing some research, staff found the artist and discovered it had a rather puzzling past. Tony Riley was just going about his daily business when he was called to help with something totally out of the ordinary. A kangaroo stuck in the mud. It's something no parent should ever have to endure. Kerry Walker's 2 children, Sarah and Daniel, were killed in a horror crash on the Bruce Highway last year. The man driving the other car was fined $3,000 and received a 3-month ban from driving. Since the crash, Miss Walker and her friend Trisha Mabley, whose son was also injured, have been lobbying for stricter penalties for careless drivers. If the amendments are passed, drivers could face a $10,000 to $20,000 fine, up to 2 years in prison, and lose their licence for 6 months. The process was simple. The 127-metre ship was flooded before beginning the descent into her watery grave. But things didn't quite go to plan, with the ship flipping on its side. In the coming weeks, the after-hours medical centre will be closed and redone before it's reopened in September as the emergency department. It's taken 6 months for these chrysanthemums to reach maturity. Now they're ready to be picked. Come Sunday, these bunches will be given to thousands of mothers right across the state.
We potentially have about 9,000 bunches, and we would like to sell every single one of them, of course.
The alleged offender fled on foot and was last seen travelling towards Farthing Street. The person is described as approximately 170 centimetres tall and of a proportionate build. Anyone with information should contact police. Abigail, Blaikie, Win News.